Hi, welcome to my video. I'm recording. This is a writing on the wall. It's something that I just felt I had to put out today. I felt like it, so I'm doing it. So this is where I share psychic knowings, inner knowings, just my take on things, whatever I like really, and it's up to you as to whether you want to listen to them or not. So if you enjoy it, please like, you can share if you like, and please do subscribe because it does help me build up what I'm trying to build up here. So as well as that, I do put free content out on a daily basis, which combines my energy work and tarot work to give you a narrative of the day to help guide the energies that you may find within you, around you, and within others. It just helps a lot of people gain ground on their day and navigate their day to the fullest potential. So this writing on the wall is about a singer that I love the sound of his voice. It's Rag and Bone Man, and he's just got that gritty voice, and the songs that he sings resonate with me. They get me every time. And so I was listening. I dance around, and sing most of the day when I'm not working. And being a dancer in the past, I can't help myself, but I love music. And so Rag and Bone Man is one of the favorites. And so Human, I put Human on. And so this Human song, and I don't know, how technically challenged I am. I don't know about copyright and stuff like that. You would think you'd be promoting them, but I don't know how much trouble I'd get into if I had the song played in the background or not. But listen to it, it's worth it. So I'm just going to take you through a few of the words because it really spoke to me. Because of the division that we're seeing right now, because of all of the, the gender division, the colour division, the race culture division, the politics division, it's like a tennis match watching the collective stage right now. The ball just bouncing around the court and off the walls, or even a squash match maybe, which is pretty violent. They're just bouncing off different walls. And we're watching all of these balls flying everywhere. And so it spoke to me, this song, in relation to that. So it's human, and it starts off saying, I'm only human. And then it says, don't put your blame on me. And this spoke to me on various levels, in that if we want to go forward, if we want to really change the division, the violence that we see, if we want to be more whole, if we finally want to connect with the spiritual knowing of that we are all connected, so we're far better off acting as such and not letting a few determine us becoming bouncing balls that just bounce off a wall or around a court, back and forth against each other, dividing, weakening each other. We've got to stop putting the blame on other people. We see it on the collective stage. It's his fault, Trump, Biden, no Trump, Biden, you see it in the UK with the politicians here. Not quite so aggressively, they're staying pretty quiet right now because they're getting up to sneaky shit behind the scenes, and being very malevolent regarding the collective in the UK. But we see that, and so we see that then filtering down into our individual lives, where many people, you're lucky if you haven't been affected by a narcissistic relationship or a narcissistic stroke violent relationship. And in that, it is classic that the narcissist is very skilled at externalizing everything, every blame. Well, it's your fault that I kicked off like that. It's your fault that I acted that way. You made me feel this way. No, you made yourself feel that way. And so it speaks of, don't put your blame on me. And so in wisdom, to go forward, we can't keep carrying these generational curses, these divisions that have been passed down through our DNA, literally from history that's gone by, that things have happened, shit's happened. But, a lot of people, and certainly, excuse me, itchy nose, certainly different sections of the community, one way or the other, have had more oppression than others, but there has been oppression across the board. And to go forward, we're going to have to draw a line. We're going to have to stop blaming the other side, the other colour of skin, the other political affiliations, the other religions. We can't externalize that. Regarding that, we have to take our responsibility, in that we've all played a part of being complacent one way or the other. And if you still don't believe that and you can't get your ego around that, then there's a problem. But you can look at it this way, if it serves you better, in that, you know, you're carrying DNA remembrance of times gone by, divisions that should have been all said, all done, finished, full stop, move on. But instead it's being carried forward because it's being getting fed from organized religions, from the elites, from the globalists, from the governmental parties that are run by the corporations. It's being fed into. It's up to us to let go of that blame and stop externalizing blame for how our lives look right now. And then it says, look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived? Are you going out there in a collective voice to say across the board, no matter what sexual preference you have, no matter what colour skin you have, no matter what political affiliations you have or belief systems you have, just that you're intelligent enough to know that voices need to be heard. There needs to be discussion, dialogue with the so-called people in power of each country. But it needs to be a collective voice on the things that are not right, that are stopping life in its tracks. Not on, well, listen to my party, no, listen to me, no, listen to this, no, listen to my sexual preference. No. Unless we are raising our voices for the children first and foremost, which should be across the board collectively, whatever background you're from, if we're not doing that and raising our voices as to how we provide for said children, i.e. being allowed to work, make a living, buy seeds for goodness sake, you know, all of those things need to be collectively spoken out. But we're distracted. A lot of us are deceived. A lot of us have fallen into that trap, that propaganda of, you're a victim, you're oppressed. Shh, listen, please listen, you're a victim, you're oppressed. Take this label on. Please take this label on. Please abuse your children by making them think that they're one thing before they're even old enough to decide what they are. And so are you deceived? Look in the mirror. Are you deceived? What are you acting out from? Is it actually really from the seat of you, from your inner self? Or is it something that you've been conformed to believe? Or is it something that strokes your ego so much that you like being a victim, that you enjoy that you enjoy the attention that it brings, even if it is negative attention? So you need to look in the mirror. Are you deceived? You know, what are you really doing? Are you really shouting, causing riots to make change? Or are you just stroking somebody else's ego and your own? In a lot of cases, that is the fact. And then it goes on to say, some people got real problems, some people out of luck. Some people think I can solve them, Lord heavens above, because I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. And so the real problems are being distracted from right now. These socially constructed, man-manipulated problems are not the real problems. Let people live as long as they're not hurting children and others. Let people live as they want to live. It's not really a problem. It only becomes a problem when you're carrying baggages of generational DNA blame, generational DNA indoctrination of, I've got a rift with you, you're not on my side. No, we can never meet in the middle, even if it's about our children. So you see what I mean? That there's, and the real problems, i.e. the children, the missing children, the children that are born unaccounted for and die unaccounted for, there's not enough noise about it. The real children in family units that are suffering right now because parents are so stressed they don't know maybe how they're going to feed them, or how they're maybe going to keep a roof over their heads, or worried about what kind of injection might occur at school because, you know, governments are out of control right now. They need to be reined in. And then it goes on to say, don't ask me my opinion. Don't ask me to lie. Then beg for forgiveness for making you cry. I.e., if you know, you see it on the streets with BLM, and, you know, even if it's a black person accosting a rude BLM member and saying, what are you doing? You're not on the streets where shooters are. You're not there protecting where it needs to be protected. What are you doing? And you see that, or you see loud people giving their opinion, but then they're giving the opinion, so therefore you would perfectly accept that they want you to have a reply, but they don't. They want to virtue signal, because if that reply doesn't fit the narrative that they fed themselves or allowed themselves to be fed, then they shout and scream. Then they virtue signal to say, I'm being oppressed, somebody's being prejudiced towards me, somebody disagreed with my opinion, and I'm of the oppressed group, or I'm here supporting said oppressed group. And so then you see people, even people who finally in media have stood up, retracting statements because, you know, they haven't got the balls to carry it through. And so, you know, that you're asking for opinions only to further feed the victimhood, because you pretty much know your movement is, you know, bullshit. And so you ask that opinion pretty much knowing that you're going to be given an answer that doesn't fit the narrative of said movement. And so you know what you're doing, you're getting a feedback of victimhood. And right now, governments around the world are supporting this. They're encouraging victimhood. They're encouraging feeling oppressed. They're encouraging that special feeling that people get when they get too much attention for no good reason. And so then it goes on to say, I'm no prophet or Messiah. You should go looking somewhere higher. So, you know, saying that I'm just here living my life, and quite frankly, you're getting in the way. You know, you don't ask me for things that you can find within yourself. Don't ask me for things that you can go to your higher self about and get clarification, and not be driven by people on the collective stage or people within a movement who have some words that can pull victims in. You know, so it was just a song that really got to me today and really resonated on that level today. And that song's resonated with me in many different ways, in many different circumstances. But where we are today, on the 15th, I think it is, of September 2020, this song spoke to me loudly. And, you know, basically, you know, it's up to us as electromagnetic beings to make sure that we are divine enough and sovereign enough, because we know we are constantly projecting out that electromagnetic field. So we know that even without touching somebody, we are projecting what is from within all around us. And so if we are refusing to recognize we are electromagnetic beings, if we are refusing to recognize that we have a feedback system that is the connection to the all, because without even touching each other, we exchange that energy field. We exchange the components within it. We exchange the intent that comes deep from within and radiates around us. Just like the core of the planet, with all of those metals moving, is said to create the opposite poles by doing exactly what we do. And it creates an electromagnetic field. Geodynamic, I've forgotten the word for it now. What is it? Because I love energy, and this was a great word for it. So it's geodynamo, and it's where the Earth pole creates the north and the south, positive, negative charges, creating a giant electromagnetic field around. And we mimic that because we are in this realm, whatever this realm is. And so it's important that we know that, and we do the inner work so that we are projecting that out. That is how we really can speak, by doing the inner work, because by doing that, we give that feedback immediately to the people on the collective stage, to the people in power. We give that feedback of sovereignty and divinity, and to say, we're not looking to you for answers. You have failed on every count. We're not looking to you to direct us. We are going to be sovereign, we're going to be divine, and we're going to work together to build community, to build business, to build sustainability. They're only carrying on with this agenda for as long as we allow them to. But there is a line that will be very difficult in any of our lifetimes to come back from. And we've crossed some of those lines already. It's going to take a long time to come back from. We need to make this stand from within today. Stop externalizing. The only reason we like being victims, some of us, is because we're too afraid to do the inner work, to be warriors, to be experiencers. And so then we project that out. I refuse to have my reality directed by victims that are too weak to do the inner work. And I do not say that out of hatred or malice, just truth. And that you're not going to help anybody if you, there's certain times for a force. And I wouldn't be helping anybody if I wasn't honest and saying, you're enjoying being a victim. You're enjoying this movement because it's feeding your ego. It's feeding that part of you that wants to be a victim. Why? Because you're afraid to take responsibility just in case you fail. You're afraid to take steps and chances and take challenges just in case you fail, because you don't like that feeling. You may be not used to it. Well, be an experiencer. Then it doesn't matter if you fail or you prosper, you've experienced it. It's just a different perception, and it changes everything immediately. And so, think on that today. I doubt any of these people who are enjoying victimhood will listen to my video, but even you, just the people that do listen to this, really whole, and even if you guys in my small following are doing this work and really visualizing your electromagnetic field as you push out that energy, those thoughts, those words, those deeds, as you push that out, that is powerful. Enough people doing that, and we do curb something. We curb the ridiculousness. You know, we've been going on about curbing this virus, curbing the curve, or whatever it is in their graphs. We do, by doing that, we do really curb something. We curb the ridiculousness. We park it up. So that's all. For the Rag and Bone Man Human song, go and listen to it. He's an awesome singer. I don't know what kind of person he is personally, but his singing, his songs really resonate with me. And I get a lot from them. Obviously, I've just ranted for I don't know how long over it. So much love. I hope you're okay with that. I'm giving up smoking, trying, so I'm puffing on a vape. Be balanced, be whole as always. Mwah.